Hello, and welcome to another astounding episode of Furries in the Media, the series that reviews video clips based on how the furry fandom is represented. I'm your host, Abergwine. And I'm your co-host, Sam. So, Abergwine, what show are we reviewing today? Well, let's take a look, Sam.
Now back to FurryForce on Fox Kids.
Oh dear God. We're gonna need the not safe for work warning, aren't we? Yep. The following episode of Furries in the Media contains materials, images, and/or discussion topics that some viewers may consider not safe for work. Viewer discretion is advised. You have been warned.
Soon this forest will be a beautiful parking lot. I love parking lots.
Oh, but of course they fly around in a giant footpaw.
Victor Vivisector. Looks like we got here just in time.
These animals need our help.
Ha! How are 4 kids going to stop me?
College Humor's representation of the FurryForce is actually surprisingly accurate in portraying the average demographics that make up the furry fandom. The people that make up the FurryForce appear to be an even balance of male and female, they look light-skinned, and they appear to be in the stage of early adulthood, which would be in their 20s. According to data gathered by the International Anthropomorphic Research Project, the average furry is male, in their 20s, white, and actually fairly nerdy.
Just because I'm white and nerdy, just because I'm white and nerdy, all because I'm white and nerdy, holy cow, I'm white and nerdy.
Persona transformation!
Ugh, they're already starting in with the fur puns. I think now would be a good time to prepare some eye bleach, Sam. I'm on it. Let's see if we can't make it through the review without using it, though.
FurryForce is on the prowl!
Well, that didn't last long. Pass me that eye bleach, Sam. You got it. Thank you, Sam. I really needed that. Looks like the animators took a field trip to E621 to design the characters based on what they saw there. What's E621? You're gonna have to look that one up on your own, Abergwine. Oh. More eye bleach? More eye bleach.
Release power must!
Ah! Smells like wet fur and sex!
That's an interesting aspect they've brought up. While scent does play an important role in animal communication, it's not something that's utilized by furries as much as one might expect. Maybe because it's possible to communicate more complex thoughts and ideas through speech rather than smell. Hey, shouldn't she only have 4 boobs instead of 6? I guess someone was a bit overenthusiastic when they designed her character. Is this sort of stuff really that common in furry smut? It didn't seem to be the most common theme or anything, but I must admit, it is difficult to forget seeing a woman's entire abdominal section covered in mammaries.
I challenge you to man-on-lion man combat!
Okay, alright, okay. Rocket punch! Oh, I can still feel everything.
More eye bleach? More eye bleach. Furries often create their personas as an idealized representation of themselves with traits they aspire to have, such as confidence or physical strength. Since it's all in the imagination anyway, who's to say you can't pretend to be a lion who fights on behalf of the animals of the forest and can catch a rocket punch with his pecs?
Ha ha, you fool! You never should have trusted me! Prepare to die, perverts!
Furries, YIF mode activate!
Wait, I thought they already were in YIF mode. Ah, yes, the notorious mid-air orgy, also known as the worst finisher move in a fight, ever. Let's take a look at those review stats. Information accuracy is 67%, and the spirit of the clip is 50%, coming to an average of 59%. And now time for my thoughts. There's little doubt about it, FurryForce comes across as crass and shocking. Because of this initial impression, one might expect College Humor to have been really ham-handed in their portrayal of furries, but I noticed that they paid surprisingly careful attention to some of the more subtle yet important details. For one, they brought the personas to life in the world they created, mirroring how many furries think of their personas. To furries, their persona is not some living stuffed animal, nor is it just themselves in a costume. A fursona is often seen as its own being. Now, of course, they could have just had the main characters remain human and simply pretend to be their personas to fight the bad guys, and honestly, I think that would have been even funnier. But ultimately, I'm happy with how they chose to represent the characters. The next thing I noticed was that the whole video was set up like a Saturday morning cartoon, complete with title cards and lines across the screen like you'd expect to see on an older style TV. Many furries recall that their earliest exposure to anthropomorphic characters was through cartoons, and the fact that College Humor made it a point to include these details certainly seems that they made an intentional nod towards this. Do you think this would be a good video to show as an introduction to the furry fandom? Personally, I would never show this to someone as their first introduction to the furry fandom, mainly because of the taboo imagery that the video doesn't shy away from pointing directly in the viewer's face. FurryForce is one of those videos that's meant to push you out of your comfort zone with shock humor. I remember it was pretty jarring my first time seeing FurryForce, and I'd already been part of the fandom for several years by that time. Even though it comes across as brash, FurryForce is surprisingly accurate in its representation of furries. Well, aside from that gratuitous mid-air orgy, I mean, come on! Look at those angles! There's no contortionist alive that could pull that off! Oddly enough, even though most of the humor came from showcasing just how bizarre furries can be, it didn't come across as outright picking on furries. At least to me it didn't. From what I saw, FurryForce mostly poked fun at the weirder, more obscure concepts that are found in furry art and literature. While I don't think I would be comfortable having this video stand alone in the public view as the solitary face of the fandom, I believe it still has its value in that it serves as a reminder that we shouldn't have to take ourselves so seriously all the time. I think it's healthy for us to be able to take a look at ourselves in the mirror once in a while and just laugh at how outright ridiculous some of our fandom's more extreme ideas appear on the outside. Well, that's it for today's episode of Furries in the Media. Have fun, stay awesome, bye-bye! More eye bleach, more eye bleach.